So Mel Medarda, the sun, the council, who would survive? Will Mel survive? How will Jace and Victor survive? And what's up with House Ferros in Season 2? So, I have reason to believe that Mel Medarda possibly could have survived the explosion in Season 2. But first, let us look at a scene which may point at this. In the scene leading right up to the explosion of the council chamber, notice Mel's clothes. The golden metallic tattoos or armor she wears are underneath her clothes, and you can also notice this in all of the episodes she has been in. This eliminates any of the possibilities that the armor underneath is just shining or reflecting a light source. The only parts of the metallic things she is wearing that are visible are usually only the upper neck and the shoulders. As you can see in this scene, as it pans out, her clothes are once again put back on because she was practically or shown to be naked as the armor was glowing. Given this observation, this scene is trying to tell us, to emphasize to us, that there is something happening to the golden metallic things she is wearing underneath her clothes. Something is activating, it is reacting possibly to the presence of danger of the rocket. This scene seems to imply that the armor, or the metallic things rather, have magical properties to it and are reacting to the situation. And that is why I don't think that it is just symbolism that Mel is sensing the rocket, and that the armor is specifically shown in its entirety underneath her clothing as to emphasize to us that something magical possibly is happening. But what is this scene trying to tell us about the armor? I in fact believe that it is implying magical properties to the armor, but not just any magic. It is possibly the magic of the Solari. But who are the Solari? They are a religious group that inhabit Mount Targon in the Targon region of Runeterra. Worshippers of the sun, it is unsurprising that they wield some of its power in their magic, and are led by the aspect of the sun herself, Leona. Now, let us look at the cards from Legends of Runeterra that may hint the connection of Mel's armor to Solari magic. Example this Sun Forger, focusing beams of sunlight on a weapon to empower it with magic. Or this Solari Priestess and Guard, which you would notice have very similar golden metallic things onto their skin. Similar enough to the ones Mel is wearing. And just like what the Sun Forger practices, this armor of Mel is glowing due to its constant exposure to the sunlit room Mel is usually in, thus perhaps activating its magical properties and spells. And aside from her constant sun imagery seen on her poster and the first scenes we see her in her childhood flashback, you can notice that the clothes she was wearing were that of Solari, or have Solari imagery, possibly pointing to her father being a Solari. And as this collage of pictures is pointing out from a Reddit post, it is a weird coincidence that they put a lot of sun imagery on Mel and a flashback with her as a child in Solari clothing, and then her armor suddenly glows, which is also similar to the armor or the golden things the Solari put onto their bodies, and not be something to do with the Solari. And so if all of these connections of her armor and possibly heritage to the Solari are true, then perhaps the glowing is a spell, a protective spell possibly, that will also be the reason of how and why Jace and Victor will continue to live in the series. Her armor is activating, it is glowing in Season 1, and then in Season 2 it will be shown making a protective field that might at least protect Jace and Victor, who are adjacent to her, and the other council member or council members adjacent to Mel. And that is why I think, with good reason, that Mel Medarda will survive possibly in Season 2. But Piltover and Zon are not yet done with offering us stories and lore. So what is up with House Ferros? And who are House Ferros? Who is Camille Ferros? House, or rather currently Clan Ferros, is one of the richest families in Piltover and Zon, and currently may even be the most powerful and influential of all the clans and houses. Through cunning, espionage, and assassination, they have managed to climb the social hierarchy of Piltover, and even gained currently a tight grip and hold over the production of Hextech crystals. But according to Mel, as of current, they are still but a house, and perhaps in the future will soon rise to be a clan. But when is this future of House or Clan Ferros? Perhaps I see it happening in Season 2. A little before Arcane, Ferros' lore was suddenly getting a bit of a push. In the recent Piltover and Zon expansion in Legends of Frontera's cards, we can see multiple House or Clan Ferros cards, with an overarching story that ties them to the current lore of Jace. Apparently, House Ferros, or rather Clan Ferros currently, outbids all the other great houses and clans to finance this current Jace's Hextech ventures, and thus creating the Ferros Sky Cruisers. But I do speculate that perhaps this is a retconning of their lore, because originally they were the first ones to get a hold of the Hextech crystals from the Brackern species in Shurima. And then that's how they got rich and very powerful and influential. But perhaps this time around, the lore and the story of House Ferros to be Clan Ferros is that they managed to outbid all the other houses to support Jace, which is the innovator of the Hextech crystals and gems, and build their monopoly or seeming monopoly on Hextech from there. So given these sudden lore advancements in House Ferros, it is perhaps a hint that they will arrive in Arcane in Season 2. Seeing an opportunity in the deaths of some of the council members, they shall insert themselves into seats of power in the ruling council, and send Albus Ferros to outbid all the other houses for Jace's Hextech innovations, in order to kickstart their eventual rise in the economy to hold a grip on Hextech products and production. And so to ensure her house's and family's success, Camille Ferros shall be sent out as the principal intelligencer to do their bidding.